Hello hoes, Merry Christmas. Welcome to another episode of 12 Days of Storytime. I hope you guys are enjoying it. The first video was a little bit more personal and a little bit more heavy. I hope I didn't lose too many subscribers because you know when you talk about anything spiritual, the girlies getting mad or whatever. But for today's video, it's gonna be a little bit of a family update slash story time. But I had to tell that story in order to give perspective to this story. So this is essentially going to give us perspective on who stole my mom's money. If you guys did not watch that story time, parts 1 and 2, go watch that shit. Go watch that shit because my family is just so entertaining. Like, we need a movie. We need VH1 to follow us around because we entertaining, you feel me? So today we're gonna do a continuation of who stole my mom's money, my whole spiritual, I guess, calling, awakening, or whatever the case may be. And we're also gonna tap into how my father genuinely just ain't shit sometimes, all right? Like, legit ain't shit. He has a serious issue, and this I feel like is gonna resonate with a lot of my foreign people who have a gambling issue. This is something that is not talked about enough, and it needs to be. And there needs to be some sort of recovery program or something for them that they'll actually participate in, because they're not participating in no Gamblers Anonymous, all right? But like, the Haitian gambling realm has destroyed so many families, including my own. It's something that I don't necessarily talk about because I feel like, I don't know if I'm just running away from it or if I didn't really notice it until now how bad this shit is. But like, my whole life this has been an issue, and now my dad is trying to scam me like he scammed everybody in his entire family. So now I'm here for it and I got time. So grab your tea, grab your snacks, grab everything you need. We about to get into it. If you guys did not watch my previous story time, you have to go watch it in order to get some context about this, as well as my mother's money being stolen story times. Those are all gonna be linked down below because you kind of essentially have to watch those to understand what's going on, right? And also, if you're not already subscribed, smash that subscribe button. If you didn't subscribe to my other 2 channels, please go subscribe to those. I have a main channel where I do rants, reactions, and commentary pertaining to the Black community, and I have a Haitian channel where I talk on Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. Everything you need is going to be linked down below. So in my previous video, I talked about my spiritual awakening and things like that. So my dad has always been in that voodoo realm. My mother used to really be into it, but now she's more so on the religious realm. But nonetheless, both of my parents are very well versed, but I feel like they kind of sheltered me from certain things with reason. But now they're finally starting to open up and tell me certain things, and they want to bring me certain places and all of this. And I'm just like, where the hell was all this information when all of these bad, crazy things was happening to me? So now everything's being put into perspective for me. You know, I'm finding out who my family Loa are. I'm finding out who also have the same gifts as me and things like that. So it's just very interesting to finally put things into perspective and realize that I'm not nuts, you know? After that whole situation of me getting sick or whatever, I did start feeling better, thank God, out of nowhere, once everything was resolved and whatever was done with the Ogon was done with the Ogon. A lot of people will also probably be like, well, if it wasn't negative and it wasn't a curse, why did they make you sick? Yeah, probably to get my attention. That's what it was. Like, the Ogon told me it was like basically to get my attention because I've been ignoring shit for a very long time. Like, I really have. All of that. Like, they wasn't gonna kill me. Basically, that's what he said. It was like, oh, we won't gonna kill her. We just need her to pay attention. Wild, right? So anyways, my dad approaches me about 2 weeks after I started feeling better. So maybe like October, like mid-October. And I had a doctor's appointment around that time as well. Like, literally, I don't know what happened, but like when I drove in to park for my doctor's appointment, my car would not shut off. It was the weirdest thing. It could have been the battery. It could have been the alternator. I don't know. It's been acting fine now. It's been like a month or 2 later. It's been fine. But at the time, it was very strange. Like, literally, I was like 20 minutes late to my doctor's appointment because I could not turn off the car. Like, every time I pressed the button, it just was not turning off. It was very strange. I've never had that happen to me. And then within that same week, my dad told me he needed $200, but it wasn't for him. It was so that he can give it to the Ogons in Haiti, which is a voodoo priest, to do a ritual for me to make the Loa leave me alone. Did I not tell y'all that there was already something done? He told me that there was something done to make the Loa leave me alone and calm things down until I'm able to go to Haiti and do what I need to do. So now you're telling me I need to give you $200 to really make them leave me alone? I think this man forgot I'm gifted, blessed, and highly favored by God, the ancestors, Loa, and just basic fucking common sense, bitch. And not my dad lying on the Loa. So I said, well, yeah, I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Now, mind you, in the back of my head, I knew that this was utter bullshit because at this time, this is when him and my mother was going back and forth still about that money. And on top of that, he has not really worked, okay? This is around the time where he just stopped working again. He just recently got a job and then he stopped working because apparently they stopped putting him on the schedule as much as he wanted to. But let me just tell you this right now, he had this job, getting the hours that he was promised, and he still had a problem because, oh, it's just a part-time. I don't feel comfortable working a part-time and coming in on night shift. Well, sir, why did you accept the position then? What the fuck? And nonetheless, you ain't got no money and you don't pay no bills. So as soon as he hit me with this whole, I need $200 to help you, to help the loi, etc., I was like, now you must think I'm dumb. But I was like, you know what? I don't want anything bad to happen to me. You know, I was low-key scared, but then I was like, they also told me the law would never hurt me. The law would never do anything to essentially put me in harm's way, especially the law in my family. You know, the ones that specifically protect my family. So I'm like, all right, this man just needs some money to gamble or he owes somebody some money. Nonetheless, not my fucking business. Now, a lot of you guys may be watching this, if you're coming across this for the first time, you're like, oh my God, that's so cruel. Listen, my whole life, my dad has owed people money, lots of money, thousands of dollars, to the point where my uncle has had to sit there and pay his debt. I've had other families that sat there who paid his debt. It's gotten so bad that loan sharks have knocked on my fucking door. At my parents' house, not my personal door, but to get him to pay money back that he's owed. There was one loan shark that specifically followed my mother around to get money back from him because my dad wasn't answering. This man literally specifically said, oh, I thought your husband was dead. I've been calling him to get my money back and he ain't answering. So no, I don't feel bad for saying that. Like, nigga, I love, let me just say flat out, because I know a lot of people do this whole thing where they just like to trauma bond and like to just throw things out there without having 100% full context. But I've said this a couple times, numerous times. I love my parents to death, both my mother and my father. They're essentially my best friends. So much so that for whatever reason, I still haven't figured this out. They've always told me to call them by their first name. I've never called my parents mom and dad, okay? We have a very, very special bond and a very special relationship that a lot of daughter and parents don't have. Like, my parents do heavily rely on me and that's been detrimental. I do feel like I've been financially abused and neglected, and that is very, very detrimental. But remember, two things could be true at the same time. I can love my parents wholeheartedly and still be very, very critical of their decisions. I'm not about to sit here and say they were horrible parents and I hate them, and no, because I don't hate them. But at the same time, a lot of the shit that they do just don't make no goddamn sense. And everything that I'm saying in these videos, this video included, I've said to their face. We have a very, very different type of relationship. Especially from Haitian perspective. A lot of people are like, what, you said this? Oh my God, like, yeah, my parents and I are very different. I'm very happy that my parents have always allowed me to have a voice. My parents have always allowed me to speak up for myself and be open. That's something I'm very happy about. And that doesn't mean that just because I love my parents, I can't speak about the shit that they've done that has genuinely harmed me and affected me in a negative way. And they know what the fuck they've done. I'm just telling these stories to essentially resonate with you guys and help you guys that may be in a current situation to see what I did, or essentially to give me some advice on what I could do. But what we're not about to do is like sit here and trauma bond and tell me what I should and shouldn't do and come up. We're not gonna do that. I know what I should, would, could, and would do. I'll do things at my own pace. So to be quite honest with you, when it comes to my dad and his gambling and his money and his debt, I don't want nothing to do with it. And I hope nobody ever comes up to me personally and says anything. Any interactions I've had have been people just knocking on the door and talking to both me and my mother. But no one has personally came up to me personally and said anything, and I hope it never happens because I'm probably gonna get real disrespectful and it's gonna be a fucking problem. Don't come to me about my father's debt. I said what the fuck I said. It's been to a point where my father's gambling has caused so many issues. Like, literally, I was in Catholic school my whole life. There's been numerous times. The reason I chose to go to public high school is because I personally knew that he could not foot that bill. Realistically, if he budgeted better and didn't gamble the money away, could have. But that's what he chose to do. So I chose to go to public school. And it's insane insane because a lot of the things that was going on, my mother didn't know. There was numerous times my tuition bill wasn't paid and I had to sit in the office and act like I was sick. They wouldn't even give me my work because my tuition bill wasn't paid. You feel me? So it's like, I went through all of that shit. Nobody else did. I did. You feel me? So it's like, I don't want to hear nobody saying that I'm being too harsh or I'm being, you know, it is what it is. And there's so much more, you know, outside of that. So when I'm hearing about this $200, I'm automatically thinking, okay, you owe somebody or you just want play money. And if you want play money, you know what you do? You go get a fucking job. So I essentially said some iteration of that to my mother in conversation. I'm not sure if it was on the phone. It probably was on the phone. And my dad heard this conversation, okay? So I told him I was gonna give him the money because at first I thought, oh my God, I don't want anything bad to happen to me. But then I started thinking to myself, man, this is some bullshit. You told me nothing would ever happen. You told me something was already done. You told me the law would never hurt me. So what the fuck are you talking about? And then I spoke to my mom about something else. She was telling me about how he took money. And I was talking to my mom about something else which had to do with laundry, okay? I will give my parents money to do laundry, which comes from her money and her paycheck because I handle my mom's finances. But it will be like $20, $30, $40 to do laundry because they'll let the laundry pile up, right? Mind you, there's a laundry downstairs in the same building. And if they don't want to use that one, there's one legitimately across the street. And he'll take the money, he'll go buy food with it. He'll go gamble with it. He'll go do whatever. And I told my mom, like, listen, I can't continuously give you money, whether it's yours or mine, and then you sit there and you give it to him to go do n'importe quoi. If he wants play money, he's gonna have to get a job. And I guess he heard what I said on the phone and he got upset. And all of a sudden he's telling my mom, oh, it's because I don't have a job. Yvana don't respect me. Oh, it's because I don't work like I used to and don't put her up in the fancy school and all of that. And I can't do nothing for her. She don't respect me. Let me tell you something, okay? Just like my cousin said to me in that story time, okay? Let me tell you something. It has absolutely nothing to do with me not respecting you because you're not making money. It has everything to do with every single time you had a fucking dollar, you blow it off and you ain't contribute not a damn thing to your own household. Yes, you worked hard. Yes, you put me in Catholic school even though you couldn't pay the bill most of the time or used it to gamble or used it on bitches, whatever the case may be. Yes, you did this, that, and the third, but it doesn't negate the bad. Two things can be true at the same time. I need people to accept this, especially going into 2023. Two things can be true at the same time. People could be good people and bad people at the same time. People can do good things and bad things at the same time. People could do fucked up shit and still be loved at the same time. So I'm just like, what? Like, you know, so my mother told me essentially that he heard the conversation and he's mad at me because apparently I don't respect him. I said, oh, he's mad at me? Well, he got a problem. Tell him to come solve it. Okay, tell him to come solve that shit because I don't give it flying fool shit. I said what the fuck I said. I meant what the fuck I said and I'll say that shit again. If you want play money, you go and you get a job to play with your money, okay? There's been numerous times my dad went to Haiti and he's blowing money. Where'd the money come from? Numerous times he won in the Haitian lottery, okay? He won in Bollet. Didn't give a single dollar. Mind you, he owes me a good amount of money personally for other things. Hasn't paid me a lick of that money back. So it's like, yeah, it's not even about money, it's the principle. You've had all of these times to at least give $50 here, $100 there, and you haven't. You sit there and you choose to spend the money on your own selfish needs. And then you're sitting here trying to flip this on me, flip this on my mother or whatever. So I was like, oh, we don't respect you. Sir, there's nothing to do with that. You don't respect yourself. So I was like, see, the thing about me is if someone don't say nothing directly to me, I act like I don't hear that shit, you feel me? If the shit didn't hit my line, if the shit didn't hit my inbox, if the shit did not hit my DM, I don't know about it. So other people telling me he said, she said, I don't give a fuck if it's my parents. He said, she said, need to come to me. So I was like, well, that's his business. She was like, oh, you're gonna talk to him about it? I said, for what? I ain't say nothing to him. I said something about him and he had absolutely no reason eavesdropping on our conversation. And he already knows how I feel. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna do him a better solid. So around this time, I had told him like, oh, so you're gonna have to get a job within 2 months because I'm not paying your phone bill anymore. I paid his phone bill for 1 month. Mind you, it's like a $30 phone bill, so it's not that serious. But I paid it for 1 month and then I paid it for a second month. But that was by accident. I paid it for 2 months by accident. And I was like, okay, so you have 2 months to find a job because I'm no longer going to pay this bill for you. Upset. Mad. And I continued to tell him like, listen, I don't appreciate how you've been moving, etc. Like I basically told him that, but very respectful. Like not even no disrespectful shit, not even whatever. The thing is with Haitian parents, they do not like when you stand up for yourself. They don't like when you have a voice. They don't like when you call them out for their bullshit. Luckily, my parents have allowed me to speak up for myself, but they still be mad, okay? But hey, it is what it is. They just not as bad as other Haitian parents. So now he's still running his mouth, talking his shit, and I'm like, that's nice. Speak your game, talk your shit, but you not gonna come to me with it, okay? Solve it. All right, so all of a sudden, he stops talking to me. He don't say hi to me when I come to the house. He don't answer me when I ask him questions. Mind you, he's never done that to me ever. And I'm just like, invisible tear. You mad because I told you to get a job? God, miss you. Shut the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. I should have said worse than that. Crybaby ass. Ignored him. He got over it after like a month or so. I don't give a flying fuck. Fast forward to Fête Gede, which is November 1st, right? Fête Gede is essentially Haitian Halloween, but it's celebrated completely different. It's kind of like Day of the Dead. That's the best way to compare it, right? Mexico's Day of the Dead. So I hit up my parents. I called them both individually. I was like, oh, bon Fête Gede, happy Fête Gede. And they was laughing like, oh my God, how you know about that? I was like, oh yeah, you know, I told you guys I know way more than you think I do. You know? Then my dad says, oh, you know, loyo pom no lev mwen. They punished me in my dreams. Bizango this, bizango that. It's a lot that goes into that. Essentially, he said the loi punished him in his dreams because he hasn't been giving them any offerings. No food or money offerings lately. Didn't I tell y'all my dad spent a good like couple of months within the past 2 years? Not even like, he went to Haiti at least twice during the pandemic. Was it once before and once during, whatever? He's been to Haiti a good couple of times. I'm not even gonna lie. For long stretches, over 3 months. Blowing money, doing all of this goofy shit. And you're telling me the whole time you was in Haiti, you didn't give no offering to your loi. Sounds like a personal problem. Looks like something you need to solve, my guy. It sounds like none of my goddamn business. I was like, oh, well, damn, that's unfortunate. That's what I said. I said, oh damn, that's unfortunate. He's like, yeah, it's really, really crazy, you know? I really need you to get me that $200. I said, you know, I'm worried about my car right now. My car, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's been acting real iffy. It's been acting real weird. I don't know, bro. I don't know, cuh. I don't know. But I'm gonna let you know when I have $200 to spare on bullshit. Okay? Not saying the Loire bullshit, but I'm saying you're bullshit because I know you're bullshitting. So I told my mom about it. And my mom started laughing like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, didn't he say everything was solved? I said, yeah. And she was like, and don't you have your own spiritual people that you know? I said, yeah. And she was like, he must think you fucking stupid. He must think that you dumb and you don't know shit. Don't give that man nothing. I wouldn't trust him with $1. You already see what he does. So we were both talking about this. I was like, yeah, to be honest, I don't trust him. I'm not gonna give him anything. Fast forward yesterday. Okay, so today is December the 6th, I believe. Yep, today is December 6th. Yesterday I was talking to my mom. My mom was like, yo, them both films out. Let me tell you this tea, sis. I forgot to tell you, but on November 1st, Fête Gede, I come home from work. Now, mind you, this is the same day I told my parents, bon Fête Gede, happy Fête Gede, right? So I come home and your dad told me he fell. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And she was like, yo, no, like, I'm dead serious. He said he was walking on the street and he fell. And I was like, why are you telling me this? It's been over a month now. Like, it's December, like, it's happened in November. She was like, no, it gets worse. This ties into your whole $200 thing. I'm like, oh, okay. So he said he fell. And he's like, oh, you don't believe me? And he plays a voice note on WhatsApp. And the voice note is basically some sort of spiritual whatever. It could have been an organ, it could have been a family member, we don't know. Talking about oh, the reason he's feeling sick and the reason he fell is because he hasn't fed the loi. And he hasn't given any money offerings. So we had a dream and the loi said they're gonna kill him soon if he doesn't deliver on the promises that he's kept when he accepted to be part of this voodoo sanction. Yo, when I'm telling you, I started dying of laughter. Like, now for most people that hear something like this, you probably wouldn't think it's funny because like you probably really take that shit serious and like literally send the fucking $200. My mom said that she sat there and was like, okay, yo te metió. Okay, well, they could kill you then. That's exactly what my mom said. This shit ain't, this is horrible. Me and my mother are hip. We're just like, if they were gonna kill you, they would have been kill you. And on top of that, you're not special and you're not important and you've been neglecting your altar here in America. And you've had all this money in Haiti to blow. So I find it hard to believe that you didn't go feed your loi. And on top of that, you're so low on funds right now because you fake quit this job or whatever the case may be, that we know you running scams. So my mom is sitting there telling me this shit. I cannot stop laughing. And apparently my dad looked at her and was like, oh, you gonna let me die? You just gonna let me die? You gonna let them kill me? She was like, listen, if they was gonna kill you, they was gonna kill you. They weren't gonna give you this long of a warning. And on top of that, I genuinely don't care because you've taken so much of my money to do whatever it is with it that I ain't gonna stand for it no more. Finally, my mother starts standing up for herself. But my mom goes a step further. Y'all, record the line because we are definitely going to steal this line, bitch. I told my mother, I was like, I'm stealing this line. My mom said, I'm not buying shit that you're selling. But in Creole, basically she said, Map vonu epi map achete encore. I will buy you and then I will sell you again. I don't believe anything you saying. Done! I said, hey yo, wait. I said, you said what? She said, yeah. I will sell you and I will buy you again. Map achete left me map vonu. You're not playing with me. You're not fooling me. If you need $200, you go get it somewhere else. You're not getting it from me. Period. I said, hey. I said, I'm stealing that line. My dad's upset and he still bothered me for this $200. Oh, do you remember what I told you? Do you remember the $200? Mind you, this whole time he's been bothering me for it. I already told my mom and my mom finally told me this story yesterday. So I'm like, yo, what is wrong with this man that he really needs this money to gamble? Like this gambling obsession is actually getting out of control. She was like, that's how they are, bro. Like it's an addiction. That's how they are. It is what it is, but I'm not giving him any of my money to waste anymore. Like I'm tired of it. Like he literally wasted all my money with this gambling shit. Like my mother's just going in. And I'm like, honestly, I can't blame you. Like this is getting out of control. And the fact that he tried to scam me legit like pissed me off. Like I don't like that. Because if I didn't know any better, I would have just gave him $200 and then it would have been spent. But something in my spirit told me, don't give that man shit. He's fucking lying. And if I do want to give it to somebody, I'll give it to one of my trusted people that I know. I'm not giving it to him. I do not trust him. So we're both talking about that. And she was like, you see, I knew he was lying. And this is why I took money from him before he went to Haiti that last time. I said, come again? Yeah, so when he was going to Haiti, he had $500 laid out on the bed. I took 200 of it and I put it in my piggy bank. If you guys did not know about the story about my mother and her piggy bank saga, you guys have to go watch it because none of this is gonna make sense. Like I said, did he notice you took the money? Nope, he didn't notice. When he came back, I think maybe he noticed, but he never really asked me formally about it. And I was like, maybe he noticed and that's why he broke into your shit. And I'm like, see, you dead wrong. I'm like, you can't be stealing money from people, even though that's your husband. And even though technically $200 is nothing compared to what he stole from you. The principle is you don't steal from people. And she's like, I don't care. I took $200 and I threw it in my piggy bank. I said, well, and he stole that shit right the fuck back. So karma's a bitch. So apparently, I think this is strong motive for that. Even though it was a long time after, I feel like my dad definitely knows that my mother took that $200 and threw it in there. And it also makes sense as to why she was so strongly on him doing it more than anyone else, especially my cousin that she loves to blame for everything. It also makes sense as to why my dad would do it in the first place, besides the fact that he's broke and he doesn't want to work at this point. It makes sense. So I was just like, yeah, you did wrong. Y'all both wrong. Y'all both a mess. I'm tired. Like that's basically what I said. I was like, I'm tired. This is too much. And I'm not gonna be giving him anything. I hope he gets that money because yeah, I'm not giving him $200 to waste. Most I ever given him was $100 and that was like on some gift shit. Not even on no, yeah, please go get them to do a spiritual. I don't trust him. And I'm like, for you to try to spiritually manipulate me to do your shit is a joke. It really is. It's been like, what, a month or some change later, you're still alive. Mind you, he did end up getting sick a little while back and he was like, oh, this is the worst I ever felt. It's because of the loi. It's because I haven't fed them. Well, maybe you should have fed them instead of feeding yourself in Haiti, living the big life, doing all this bullshit. All of a sudden you want to start a business. That was something else he had did. I think I told you guys about that. He went to Haiti, so he started a fishing business. I don't fucking know. Nonetheless, I ain't see no money. I ain't see the money that I'm owed. I don't see the money that I should be getting as a daughter. You know, most daughters could go to their fathers that's been in their lives and be like, hey daddy, I need to pay my phone bill. Can you help me? No, I can't even do that. You know, so it's very frustrating. You know, it's very irritating. And I probably should be a little bit more mad about this, but honestly, I just find it very, very comical. Like, sir, ou pas fait mentir sous la Guinée. Okay, you don't lie on the Guinea law. You don't lie on any law. Okay, so if anything, if he do end up passing away, it's probably because of that. But I'm sure he's gonna be just fine. Just fucking fine. Sir, you're not that fucking special. Okay, like, I was just like, this is a joke. Nonetheless, comment down below. Do you have any parents that are obsessed with bolet, obsessed with the Haitian lottery or the American lottery or just gambling in general? Do you have a situation that's similar to this in terms of being spiritually manipulated? Or have you ever gotten money stolen from you? Because it's a lot going on in this story, okay? / family update. I just can't, okay? I really can't. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.